record. All right, so last time we did equations, we just did our quiz on equations. Today we're going to do inequalities. If you liked equations, you're going to like this. It is the exact same thing, except instead of an equal sign, you're going to have one of these. So this one's less than, greater than, and then what does this mean? Well, this one's less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So I'm not going to sit here and read these to you, but those are some words that go along with them. So the solution of an inequality is a value that makes it true. That's obvious. So numbers that are true. So like, for example, if I say greater than 7, can you give me a number that's true for them? 8, 9, 10, 11, 2 billion. Thank you for saying that, because the next thing I'm about to say, an inequality, I shouldn't say can have, an inequality has infinite solutions. If I say greater than 7, like we just said, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, up to 14 billion and beyond, there's an infinite number of answers that'll make it true. And the set of all solutions is called the solution set. Mathematicians are not very creative people. The set of solutions, what are we going to call that? The solution set. Like everything in math sort of is what it is called what it is. Right? So let's look at this one. What would you do to get x by itself? Yeah, -5. Good job. Exactly the same as the equations. That's going to give you x is greater than or equal to, and it's still the alligator wants to eat the bigger number. Is that how your elementary school teacher taught it to you? Alligator wants to eat the bigger number. After doing this for 18 years, I still don't have a better explanation than alligator wants to eat the bigger number, right? -2 and -5 is -7. So we're just going to go through and say yes or no. Are these solutions? So what do you think? And be careful with negatives, all right? Use brain, then answer. Is -6 bigger than -7? Good job. It is, because it's less negative. Negatives are hard, okay? Now this one's also tricky. Is -7 a solution? Yeah, now the only reason it is because you have the equal to. If it was just greater than, then the answer would be no. And then is -8 a solution? No, -8 is not bigger than -7. All right. The graph is going to show your answers on a number line. An open circle is used for these because we don't have the equal to. You're not including the number, so it's a whole. It's an open circle. When you have the equal to, it's a closed circle because you are including the number. So one is included and one is not. And then we just shade in an arrow. I'll show you what I mean. Like you're either going to go to the left and go to the right, or go to the right. And this is the only new thing that's different from the equations. When you multiply or divide by a negative, you need to flip the symbol. And what I mean is your little alligator is going to face the other way. That is very easy to do. It's also very easy to forget to do. So you have to be like vigilant. So looking at this first one, start out with an easy one. How do you get rid of a -3? It is exactly the same as the equations, the quiz you just took. So we get x greater than 1. That's the answer. We're just going to put it on a number line. Now, I am the least picky number line person you will meet. If the answer is 1, the only number I need on your number line is 1. You can put other numbers, but I don't care. That's the only really number that I need to see. I need an open or a closed circle. Now, based on what I just explained to you, why is it open? That is correct. There's not an equal to. And then we're going to shade in either to the left or the right. This says x is greater than 1. So good. And you want it to look like this and fill in an arrow. I won't make you write this down, but just verbally, can you give me a number that's part of the solution set? 7, 8. 30. How about 1? No. Good job. Cool. We got it. Whatever pleases you. That's personal preference. That's how I do it. That's just how my handwriting is. Now this one has words. That's okay. We're going to get through it. 1/8 of a number. How would we write 1/8 of a number? 1/8 x. You guys are brilliant. You're all very good at math. I just need you to listen to me. Decreased by. That means -5. Good. Now this is the tricky part. At most 30. So could it be 31 or 32? Good. perfect. Oh my gosh, you guys are brilliant. Less than or equal to 30. At most 30. So you can't go over 30. It's got to stay less than or equal to 30. Cool. And then we're just going to work it out. What would you do to both sides? Yeah, plus 5. This is the part that should flow nice and easy. So that'll be 35. And then how do you get rid of a 1/8? Oh my gosh. Well, you do flip it, but 1/8, if you flip it, it's 8 over 1, which is just 8. But you're correct. For example, say it was a 2/3. You'd multiply by 3/2. You get what I'm saying there? You're correct. So those cancel. We've got 35 times 8, which is 260. Let me see if I did that right in my head. Nope, I didn't. It's 280. Cool. Draw your number line. The only number we need on it is 280. I'm not picky about it. You can put more numbers if you want, but that's the only one we really care about. Open or closed circle? Yeah, closed and good. We want less than or equal to. Can you give me a number that's part of the answer? 280. 3. 279. I like that. 3. Or negative 50, you know? Okay, cool. Sounds like we're all right. We'll do a couple more. We'll do a couple more because it sounds like you guys have got it. I don't need to torture you. I just need you to do enough so that you understand what's going on. Okay. Looking at this one, I see parentheses. So what are we going to need to do? Distribute. Good job. So that will be negative 6W plus 2. Why is it plus anybody else? Because that's negatives cancel. Because they're awesome. Plus another W less than or equal to negative 8. You can yawn in my class, but I will mock you. All right, now what?
You would do the W plus negative.
Yep, like terms is what we call that. Okay, so negative 6W plus W would be negative 5W plus 2 less than or equal to negative 8. I mean, you're just at that point recopying, and math is like that sometimes. You guys have a good attitude about that. Nobody's like whined or complained about rewriting things. All right, and then minus 2. Good, negative 10. Good, perfect. Still with me? I'm going to do a couple more. Now we're going to divide by a negative 5. Ooh, I divided by a negative. You got to flip the symbol the other way. It's very easy to do, but it's very easy to forget to do. So you just got to be careful. Negatives cancel. So positive 2. Lovely. Draw your number line. The only number you need on it is 2. Closed circle and to the right. Yeah, but the next one's going to be different. So I have to do an example of each kind of thing that's going to happen, but I'm going to show it to you. We'll do 4 and then we'll do 6. I think that'll be enough. It seems like you guys have got it. Yeah, so hold on. 13 greater than 2 plus. Now, what are we going to do with that 3? Yeah, distribute. I kind of just recopied the first part. I want to say this to everybody because I've noticed when some of you come up during the classwork, you always want to start on the left side, like a typewriter. I know a typewriter probably never seen that or anything because you're all Gen Z, but you know what I'm saying? Like start at the left and go to the right. Start at the left and go to the right. Like don't write backwards, right? 3Q minus 18. Beautiful. Perfect. Clack, 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 clack. All right, and then we're gonna put like terms together. So it'll be 3Q minus 16. Good job. Like a calculator in your brain there. You can always use Desmos. No shame in that. Plus 16. Good. So that would be, what is that, 29? Greater than 3Q. I don't love that it's Q. It's weird. Like, can't we just stick with X? And then divide by 3. I will go ahead and tell you, if you type 29 thirds in the calculator, it's not going to reduce. Do we panic? No. Just leave it 29 thirds. Now, there's 2 things you can do. You can either leave it like that and just understand that it's backwards, or you can write it the other way. If you want the variable on the left side, you would just flip it around like this. Do you see what I did there? Okay, then that little trick you were saying with the way it points will work, but if it's backwards, it won't work. So you just gotta be careful. And I don't care which way you do it. Personal preference, that's why I wrote them both. Doesn't matter, they're both the right answer, but it's up to you. All right, so 29/3 is the only number we need on there. What kind of circle? Open circle
No.
to the left. And then we'll do 6. We'll do another one that has words in it. Oh, hold on. Let me answer that question. Do you see how it's Q less than 29/3? And the other thing people say, I don't like to bring this up too much because if it's backwards, it doesn't work. But do you see how the point is pointing that way? Yeah, but it only works if the variable's on the left side. If the variable's on the right side, see how it's the opposite? So like, just be careful, okay? All right, we'll do this one. Students in charge of the class booth at a carnival would like to earn $3 for every item. Now it didn't say per, but do you understand it's $3 per item? Good, so 3x. The thing that's the per gets the x. It's $3 for every item. That means per. $3 per item. Good, they spent 55 already. Now, they want a profit of at least 65. So that means they want 65 or more. So greater than or equal to 65. Good job, that went well. So then we're just going to solve it. Minus 55. 10, good. Now you would divide by 3. 10/3 does not reduce, but it's a word problem, so let's think it through. They need to sell greater than, now that's like 3 and a little bit. So they would need to sell at least 4. Do you understand what I'm saying there? It's like 3 and we can't sell part of an item. Like here's half of this table. You know what I mean? So they would need to sell at least 4 items. You know, so you always want to think about like in context of the problem, what makes sense, okay?